mean, it's just basketball. At the end of the day, it's just basketball.
Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe on the way in the door. My people, I hope you all are having a truly fantastic day today. Welcome back to Fanboy Fridays. Fanboys, we hope your day is going terrible. Hope it's not going well at all. And I mean that. Anyone who is a fanboy of LeBron James should not have good days. But so, today's video, I was scrolling through YouTube the other day, and I came across this LeBron James Fanboy podcaster who I will not mention his name because I do not like mentioning the name of fanboys on my channel. He is simply fanboy number 1 through 1,000. Pick a number. But he was basically trying to expose Kwame Brown for criticizing LeBron James and not Michael Jordan. Pretty much was his whole thing. And as I was listening to him, I thought to myself, this will make a good video, because to me, this is another thing that can help explain people's gripes about LeBron James, people's dislike of LeBron James, people's disdain for LeBron James, and in some cases, people's actually hatred of LeBron James. Again, I don't hate LeBron James personally. I don't know the guy, but I do hate the way he goes about the game of basketball. So I want to start off talking about whatever your goals are, whatever your aspirations are, to be a basketball player, to be a computer programmer, to be a musician, an artist, whatever that is, you have to decide for yourself what it is you want and how far you want to go in that occupation. If you're a basketball player, you don't have to want to be as great as Michael Jordan. You don't have to want to aspire to that, because to be as great as Michael Jordan requires sacrifice that a lot of people aren't going to be willing to do. And I'm not even saying that you should do that. I'm sure the amount that Michael Jordan had to sacrifice was at the expense of relationships. It was at the expense of spending time with the family. There's a great cost for that amount of greatness. And so I think what's more important is for you to decide what you want and to be satisfied with that. I think the problem that most people have is when you try to pretend as if you are more than what you are. Again, there is nothing wrong with aspiring to be a Steve Kerr, a B.J. Armstrong, or any plethora of players. Byron Scott, who was a Laker great, but he's not Magic Johnson. So yeah, you have to decide for yourself what you want, how much you're willing to sacrifice, and you have to be okay with that. And I think as long as you go about that with integrity, then you should be fine. Now, so let's talk about Kwame Brown. Kwame Brown, has been referred to as such a bust in NBA history. But let's think about this. Kwame Brown is a bust according to other people's expectations of what they thought he should be. Let me say this one more time. Kwame Brown is a bust according to other people's expectations of what they thought he should be. But considering where Kwame Brown came from, considering what he was able to do, considering getting drafted out of high school, considering he had a 12-year-long career in the NBA, I would say Kwame Brown is far from a bust. Again, he was the number 1 pick. So you can, whatever you think he should have been is on you. But let me tell you something. I have never heard Kwame Brown self-aggrandizing and self-proclaiming himself to be anything. I've never heard him, Kwame Brown, talk about himself in the GOAT conversation. I've never heard him compare himself to Akeem Olajuwon or Shaq or any of that. So again, whatever expectations that Kwame Brown so-called didn't live up to is other people's expectation. So this LeBron James fanboy, again, you know, he was trying to he used all that stuff talking about Kwame Brown and, you know, and him being a bust. He might not have said it in those exact words. I don't remember because it's hard to listen to you fanboys. But again, when you're comparing him to LeBron James, again, this is the problem that if LeBron James had never had all these self-proclamations, he wouldn't get scrutinized to the degree that he gets scrutinized. I don't know why you ridiculous fanboys do not understand that. If you want to proclaim yourself to be the guy, then you are going to get scrutinized in that way. If LeBron James had never called himself the GOAT, if LeBron James had never talked about chasing number 23, if LeBron James had never came into the league wearing number 23, we would look at LeBron James in a different light. Even if he was doing all the ridiculous antics that he does, because he was not making proclamations about how great he is, I think more people, I don't say we would like it. I still wouldn't like the fact that he flops, but I wouldn't really have any criticism for him because it's like, okay, this guy, he does what he does and he's not making a proclamation that he's greater than what we see that he is. This is the difference. So the guy goes on to talk about, Kwame Brown won't have any smoke for Michael Jordan and Kobe, who treated him bad. And I'm going to have to go back and look at it because I've never heard Kwame Brown say that Kobe Bryant treated him bad. I haven't heard stories from other players who said that Kobe treated Kwame Brown. Kobe Bryant treated everybody bad if you weren't doing what he thought you should do. But yeah, so this fanboy, he talks about how Kwame Brown didn't have any smoke for Michael Jordan and Kobe, who treated him a certain way, but yet he has smoke for LeBron James, who's never done anything to him. Well, fanboy, let me tell you why that is. And I'm not speaking for Kwame Brown. I'm speaking to what my perspective is on why. Because to me, Kwame Brown is talking about basketball, fanboy. He's not letting his feelings and emotions get in the way of being objective about the game of basketball. So it doesn't matter how Michael Jordan treated him. He can still see that, hey, Michael Jordan is the GOAT of basketball. How he treated me does not affect how he played basketball. Fanboy, all of you fanboys, I know it's hard for you to understand, and you probably will never understand it because you're all ridiculous and your followers LeBron James, who doesn't understand it himself. But yes, it is about not letting your feelings, but see, this is what you fanboys, you guys are all feeling based. Because if, let's say you played with Michael Jordan, if how Michael Jordan treated you clouded your objectivity, much like Scottie Pippen, about Michael Jordan's greatness as a basketball player, that alone tells you that you are reacting from your feelings. You are letting how you feel about him and how he treats you affect how you see him as an actual player on the basketball court, fanboy. Again, that's why I always say Michael Jordan's integrity for the game and his passion for the game, his love of the game, keeps it from being clouded by emotion. And what I mean by that is, we all know that Michael Jordan does not like Isaiah Thomas. Despite not liking Isaiah Thomas, he still says, I still think he's the second greatest point guard of all time next to Magic Johnson. That is because Michael Jordan doesn't let his emotions about how he thinks the Pistons played him back in the 80s, about how the Pistons did a lot of plays that could have ended Michael Jordan's career. He doesn't let that affect his objectivity about how great of a basketball player he thinks Isaiah Thomas is. This is what you fanboys, all of you fanboys, whether you're a podcaster or you're in my comments, this is what you guys cannot seem to wrap your head around. So yeah, I just thought I would take this time to point out that fact that you guys just don't seem to understand. This guy's just like trashing Kwame Brown. Basically, I mean, why are you trashing Kwame Brown because of his opinion of basketball? Hey, fanboy, that's a question for you. Why are you trashing Kwame Brown because his opinion about basketball? Why are you trashing Kwame Brown because the things he say about LeBron James is true no matter how you feel about Kwame Brown? He said LeBron James doesn't have a go-to shot. Is that a lie? Are we seeing something different? Fanboy, or any of you fanboys, if you know what LeBron James' go-to move is, besides ducking his head and ramming to the basket, his go-to move that ensures he can always get off a shot, like a Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. I have never seen Michael Jordan get tied up on a game winner like LeBron James did in the lane trying to drive against Denver when he got tied up by Jamal Murray. Because LeBron James doesn't have a go-to move. So the things that Kwame Brown says about LeBron James as far as basketball is like, again, if you take your emotions out of it, then you should have no problem with what Kwame Brown is saying. And again, for people who keep trying to call Kwame Brown a bust, you're calling him a bust according to other people's expectation of him. Kwame Brown has never said he was the GOAT. Kwame Brown has never compared himself to Elijah Wan and Shaq and Ewing and all these great centers. So again, Kwame Brown came into the NBA from where he came from, and he had a successful career. 12 years in the league. And didn't go broke after, like a lot of players do. So, yeah. But anyway, we gonna hold up here. But, I'm gonna keep, especially on these Fanboy Fridays, if I come across these YouTubers, these podcasters are saying ridiculous stuff, I just have to bring it to the forefront because I feel like it's necessary to expose how these fanboys think. I mean, again, fanboy, you just showed everyone that you are leading with your emotions. You just basically said because of how a player treated you that you no longer can be objective about how great they are at basketball. You just exposed yourself. Just like these fanboys expose themselves every day in the comments. But anyway, let me know what you all think in the comments. What do you think of Kwame Brown and his takes about LeBron James? Do you think they are invalid because Kwame Brown didn't live up to other people's expectations? Do you think Kwame Brown should be classified as a bust? Because again, to me, if Kwame Brown accomplished what he wanted to accomplish in the NBA, to me, that is not a bust. And to me, again, everybody's not going to be Michael Jordan. Everybody's not going to be Hakeem Olajuwon. It doesn't matter who thinks that that's what you should have been. You have to decide for yourself what you want out of any given occupation. And as long as you go about it with integrity, you know, as long as you are satisfied with yourself, to me, that's what counts. To me, where the disconnects happens is when you want to start saying that you are greater than what you are. To me, that's where the problems happen. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. You all have a truly fantastic day, and I'll see you next time. All right.